Hello, everyone, and I do have to say I'm a little worried because I'm sitting on this little plastic chair they have here. You can see right here. You might see an unintentional pratfall, as they call it in the biz, which is when somebody falls down and hurts themselves, and it's probably one of the funniest things ever be shown on any video. Ever. Pratfalls are awesome. But hey, anyway, welcome back. As always, and I mean always, I say thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, or rubbing your genitals on the video while it's playing. All that good stuff I thank you for. And if you're listening to the audio-only podcast on Spotify, Anchor.fm, or some other place, I appreciate you listening as well. Before we get into the awesome comedic mind of a Canadian friend, I want to say that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has pissed me off yet once again. Listen, Motorhead is still not inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Iron Maiden got its nomination this year, but will it happen? Who the fuck knows? And I think it's a scam. I think the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is a fucking sham. Now listen, if you want to start a Hall of Fame for popular music overall, call it the Music Hall of Fame. I have no problem with that. You want to call it the Pop Music Hall of Fame? I have no problem with that. But if you're going to sit there and use the name rock and roll in the title of your fucking Hall of Fame, then you need to know exactly what that means, mister. I mean, goddamn, Madonna's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The fucking Bee Gees are in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Motorhead is not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Out of all the bands that are nominated each year, there's 2 or 3 that you could say that's rock and roll. All the rest are like from other genres. You got pop music, you got disco music, you got fucking techno music, you got ska music, you just have all these different fucking shitty genres of music. And Motorhead has been snubbed. And they've been eligible, by the way, since about 2005, I believe, or something like that. And Lemmy died in 2015. So even out of respect for Lemmy, they should have already been nominated and inducted. But these people in Cleveland, Ohio, sitting up there in their big boardrooms, obviously smoking their crack and trying to decide what the fuck is rock and roll? I don't know. How about you, Susan? Oh my God, you know what? When I was growing up, I heard a song by the Sledge Sisters. They should be inducted because it made me happy. That's what the fuck's going on. And fuck you guys. I'm going to say fuck you to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Fuck you. I'm sick of your shit. I'm sick of you trying to say it's rock and roll. You got the word rock and roll in your fucking name. Why don't you ask the people who actually like rock and roll what that means? Okay? Don't come at me with Madonna. Don't come at me with the Bee Gees. Don't come at me with Michael Jackson. They were great individual bands and singers on their own right, or in their own right. But they in no way, shape, or form represent rock and roll. And yet they're inducted. A band like Motorhead, who started out every concert, what did they say? My fellow Motorhead bangers, people, whatever the fuck you want to be called. They always said, at the beginning, we are Motorhead. We play rock and roll. And then they did that for 2 hours at a very loud volume, having the crowd go crazy. And once again, they are snubbed. This is an issue for me. I will die on this fucking hill, people. There's a lot of things I can say, okay, I think it's wrong, but if I'm going to be pressed on it, if I'm going to be like, you want me to die on this hill? The answer is no. This is not important. This one I will die for, because it's not the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. What they should call it is the Hall of Fame for people who like music in general that might include some rock and roll bands. That's what they should fucking call it. You're a bunch of fucking pussies. You don't induct anybody that most rock and roll fans like. Fuck you. Yeah, fuck you. I'm glad I got that out of my system. See, that's one good thing about having a channel. I can just say all that, get it out of my system, and now I'm happy. Hey, listen, I'm going to give you a Canadian comedian. Yeah, that's right. Like I said, I at least once a week, I want to profile a comedian online who I think is way, way under respected, way under subscribed to, way under rated. I'm going to give you a little bit of what they do, and then encourage you to go and subscribe to their channel. Gabriel Omassi from Montreal, Canada. Oh, Canada. He's one of those guys. His channel has a little bit of everything, but it's all comedy, and that's what I love. He has live streams where he will play games with friends live and ask you to join in and help, in the chat. He does some stuff with his girlfriend. He does a lot of stuff where he just likes to eat, but unlike a regular video, and I don't like watching people eat. I don't like the eating videos where they're just sitting there with a mountain of food, I forget the name of them, and you're just watching them shove shit into their mouth. I don't like that. But he just simply has a meal. He has a sandwich. He orders something from a local restaurant, and he's like, I'm going to describe it to you, but he does it in such a humorous and funny way. I can't stop watching. I can't. Now, the video I'm about to show you is a little bit over 8 minutes long total. I'm going to show you the first 3-4 minutes. But down below, there's a link to his channel. And you can watch the whole freaking thing, man. And you should. And also check out all his other videos. Like and subscribe. Show him some love. He only has like 560 subscribers, and I think that is criminally underrated for how funny he is and how talented and quick-witted, and his editing skills are really, really good. So be sure to show him some love after you watch this. We're going to go into that right now, so I don't have a brain aneurysm thinking about Motorhead not being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Shame. But forget about my rant. You'll love this guy. I'll be right back. I should edit this out, but I'm just going to put my finger in front of the camera and shut the phone off because who gives a shit at this point?
So I got this sandwich. It's from this place. It's got a really cool name. It's called Captain Sandwich. Like a place like Captain Sandwich is such like a catchy, cool name. Like I just want to walk by and salute the front door, you know? So it's a really cool looking place on Duluth Street right off Saint Laurent. So I walk in and I was like, what's the biggest, bestest sandwich you got? And the guy working the cash there, he said the naan sandwich. And I was like, oh, naan. So I looked at it and I'm like, oh, cool. Naan bread wrapped around pork or beef. I don't know what. I'm not exactly sure what's in it. Maybe I'll put like a list of ingredients right here. But the thing is, like, I'm not picky. Oh, there goes a pickle. Holy shit, pickle. Any place that puts a pickle in a sandwich and doesn't ask you is my type of fucking sandwich. Because people don't like pickles. And whoa, what the hell is wrong with those people? These pickles are freaking, they're so good. They're great at anything, you know. And it also adds extra texture to it. It adds a little pop. So you bite into it, you hear like the food sounds, and then you hear the pickle, and it's like, and you just want to. Well, you are eating it. I was about to say you just want to eat it, but you're eating it. God damn, this looks fucking good. So let's take a bite out of this sandwich, the naan sandwich from Captain Sandwich. people don't use naan enough in like everyday things, you know? Like you go to a nice like Indian restaurant and they're like, would you like some naan? And I'm like, yes sir. And you eat it and you're like, why the fuck don't I make everything with naan? Like I could make every sandwich with naan and it'd make the sandwich like so much better. Depends what type of mood you're in though. Sometimes you're in the panini mood, you know? Today I'm in the naan mood. It's really good actually. Nice cheese, nice meat. Thing is like, I need to eat slow because I need to make this video last a little longer. Thing is like, I'm the type of guy that just wants to like inhale his food and then choke and then die, then be resurrected a few days later and then buy the sandwich again, you know? Oh yeah, by the way, the Great Jamaican. God, that is fucking good, man. God, like I honestly do love sandwiches more than anything. Like I can't even think of like because it's like it's messy, but like who gives a shit? Like if you get like a messy plate or whatever, you just pick the bits off, and no one's gonna be like, oh, what a pig, because like you're eating a sandwich. It's like it's like everyday guy food, you know, or a girl. It's everyday food. That is really good. God. People who don't like pickles are idiots. I don't have look, I have ambitions, you know, I got goals in my life and shit, but I also have like secret goals and ambitions. Like one of them is I want to be called the sandwich guy. I know this doesn't make any sense. I mean, it makes sense to some people, and those are my people, and hopefully these are the people that watch my videos. Like if you see me walking around the streets or whatever, just you be like, hey, sandwich guy. I'm gonna be like, hey, because I'd feel like I'm some mayor of some city made of sandwiches, you know? Like, swear to God, don't even say my name. Just call me sandwich guy. Especially if I'm like with somebody, it's like way more impressive than like someone being like, hey, aren't you the guy from make the videos, Gabriel? Dude, just straight up sandwich. Hey, sandwich guy. My girlfriend would absolutely hate that, by the way. Being called the sandwich guy. I was talking to my friend about this. Sandwiches are the sickest food ever, right? Like 5-6 years ago, you couldn't find a fucking sandwich anywhere except for this place. So a long time ago, I used to hang out at Debonair called Kit Kat, and it's really awesome Debonair because like it's really not even a Debonair. It's more like a cafe or like bar kind of thing where you go. You walk in, and in the front area, there's all like this like chips and like you can buy soda and beer and stuff. And then there's a door, and you open the door, and there's all like these stools and like a bar, and you can sit down and you can order.
Hilarious. He always makes me laugh, man. Gabriel always makes me laugh. Like I said, there is a link down below for his channel. Like to it, subscribe to it, show him some love. Rub your phone on your genitals while you're watching him as well as me. It's all good. And if you're listening on the audio-only podcast on Anchor.fm or somewhere, and you're like, I don't see any links. Well, you're right, because they don't allow those in the free plan. But there's a little message button, and you can message me, and you can say something like, hey, Dave, I watched your podcast. I don't know why, because you really suck. You're not funny. And I hate your guts, and everything you say I disagree with because you're a fucking moron. But I like Gabriel. Will you give me his YouTube address? Yes, I will, because I agree with everything else you just said as well. I know my shortcomings. So do all my ex-girlfriends, if you know what I mean. But yeah, that's cool. Whatever you want to say, just send me a message. I will certainly send that to you. All right, well, we had no malfunctions with the chairs like before. The green ones, the one I'm sitting on now is green. There's another one over there that's red. We have one red one, two green ones. The red one hates me for some reason. I think it's kind of racist. I think it's like, hey, I'm an Asian chair, man. I'm made for Asian asses. I'm made for Asian body types. And you fat fucking white dudes come over here and just want to sit down and spill your noodle slop on my seat when you're trying to eat? Yeah, fuck you. I think that's what's going on. I don't know for sure. I can't read its mind because it's a fucking chair. But I think that's what's happening. I don't know. Should I feel discriminated against? Probably not. Will I go on Twitter and pretend I am? Of course, because that's what everybody else does whenever they hear something they don't like for some reason. All right. Be sure to check out all my other links down below also. Hey, I got a PayPal down there. If you want to support me, and make sure I can buy a couple of real chairs here. That would be much appreciated. A live show app is fantastic. You're going to find a lot of great comedians on there doing their 3-minute sets 2 or 3 times a day. And they'll do it live. All you got to do is sit back, watch, and laugh along. It's awesome and it's free. You should definitely download it. Also, the link to my channel, my main channel, Dave Does Cambodia, because I live in Cambodia. I like to walk around and tell people what's going on here, what's happening, different things for people who are thinking, they might want to move over here one day like me and retire, teach English, something like that. It is nothing like this channel. I don't swear, I don't cuss, I don't go off on rants. It's very family friendly and more knowledgeable, and I'm not drunk on there a lot, so I'm more coherent as well. I'm more well spoken, if you will. All right. That'll do it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will talk to you in the next one, unless Sang Lai wants to say goodbye. Or not. All right. Later, guys. Praise Allah.